What's up guys, it's Findon. The Surface Duo wasn't a successful product for Microsoft. One of its biggest downsides was the fact that it ran Android, making it quite limited in what you could do with it, and also didn't play nicely with the two screens the Duo had. But could you imagine what you could do with this thing if it ran a proper desktop operating system? Well, wonder no more, because that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be installing Windows 11 on the Surface Duo. How well does it run? But before we do that, I'm going to install a sponsor segment to this video. Are you currently struggling to manage your own small business? Well, today's video sponsor Odoo can help you out with that. Odoo is an all-in-one platform that allows you to manage your business simply and easily. Their suite of apps allow you to track the progress of your projects, set deadlines, budget effectively, and collaborate in real time. Using the CRM application, you can track your leads, get accurate forecasts, manage communication, and close deals with your clients. The information is presented in cards within a Kanban view, allowing you to see all the information you need quickly and easily. You can schedule calls and meetings with your clients without even leaving the app. And revenue forecasts allow you to track your previous results and forecast future ones too. Why use apps across several different platforms when you could just use one simple app? You can use Odoo CRM for free with their lifetime free first app offer with unlimited hosting and support. To Odoo or Odon't? That is the question. Check them out using the link in the description below. This is a box. And inside this box is the subject for today's video. Why don't we crack it open? And here we are. Ah! Ooh, look what's inside. Let's take this out and place this down. It comes with skins? That's kind of cool, actually. Let's unwrap all of this and see the present that's inside. Here it is. It's the first gen Surface Duo in its original box. That's actually crazy. And look at that, the eBay seller even gave me a free leather accessory to go with it. That's actually kind of sick. Thanks for that. Let's open the box. Ooh. And here it is. Whoa, what skin is on this thing? So it seems like the seller has clearly put some kind of skin on here. This is a really nice metallic blue and it goes like a purple kind of color. It's a little bit disgusting, actually. It needs to be cleaned. And then you have this extra gray one here, which is kind of sick. If I can't get this thing to be cleaned up and not a bit grotty, then I might just take it off. And hopefully it's not cracked underneath. That's the one hope I have for this. It's definitely seen better days. It's not as clean as it used to be, but honestly, it seems alright. Yeah, look at that sim tray. That's very dirty. But that's okay. Nothing that a bit of eucalyptus oil can't fix. Alright, let's open it up. Oh, matte screen protector. That's kind of sick, although this is very clearly used. I'm not sure if I will keep this screen protector on. If it doesn't clean up nicely, then off it goes. But for now, that's kind of cool. It just folds closed and you can use it like this. This is so much better than the Duo 2. For comparison, here's the Surface Duo 2, and this one you can't open flat. It snaps like that, and then you can also do that, which people didn't like when I did that in the last video. I genuinely think the Surface Duo 2 is so much worse for usability because of this camera bump, because you can't fold it flat. It just feels horrible to use in your hand. Meanwhile, this guy, you could just open it up and have it flat, and it just feels so much better. I think Microsoft kind of nailed the form factor on the first try and then stuffed it up the second go around. Of course, on the Surface Duo 1, you don't have the cameras that the Surface Duo 2 has. Instead, you have literally nothing, but that's kind of how I'd prefer it anyways, because the cameras on here still aren't even that good anyway. The idea is you're meant to use this one camera for everything. You use it as your front-facing camera, your rear-facing camera, when you use it that way. I just think it's straight up better. Also, here's your flash. The flash is inside the screen, which is strange. You never see any smartphone makers do that. Let's have a look at what else is in the box. Look at that, we got the original plastic that it came in too. Hell yeah. Got the little tray. Inside is your documentation. Oh, the original SIM eject tool. Sweet! One other difference I noticed between the first and second gen as well is that the fingerprint scanner is actually separated from the power button on the first gen, while on the second gen, the fingerprint scanner is in the power button. You can see the difference in button and this extra little dootlet on the bottom there. Never actually noticed that before. And yeah, that SIM tray is in a completely different position on the Duo 2, and so is the charging port. Oh, I really need to clean that. That is very grotty. Does it come with the charger? Let's have a look. Oh, this to me looks like a USB-C cable. That is a thick USB-C cable. That actually feels kind of premium. Why does it look like it's covered in a thin layer of white dust? Yeah, look at that. That needs a clean too, actually. It's probably been sitting in this box for ages. I'm going to put you back in the box. What about the charging brick? Does it come with a charging brick? Hey, it's a charging brick! But it's a US charging brick, so cringe. I don't live in the US. Look at that, it folds up. That's the one thing that our charging bricks never do, so that's kind of an advantage with the American ones. Only 18 watts though, so it's not really anything special. Nice and compact though, and it's a USB Type-C. Oh, this must have been so embarrassing for Microsoft. Android, not even your own operating system. As the creators of Windows, that is so embarrassing. But that is what we're going to be fixing in today's video. We're going to be putting Windows 11 on this thing. But first, we got to boot this thing up in Android to see if it works. And also we need to clean this thing. I'm not touching this biohazard for any longer. Microfiber cloth. Eucalyptus spray. Alright, which surface on the Surface Duo 2 should we clean first? Probably the outside. Let's do this. See how well this skin comes up in terms of grottiness. Oh, look at the back. The back looks disgusting. I think I've decided that I like this skin, but not on here, so we're gonna peel it off. Also, I need to check if the glass is shattered or not. It was nice knowing you, skin. You have this nice color changing look, but also I don't like it. On this white model, I think it's pretty gaudy, actually. Ooh, look at that. It's in perfect condition. Hold on. Wait, we can salvage it. Oh, no. Nope, no. Let's hold on. We need to fix this bit here. There we go. Get it all nice and straight. That's cool. I might stick this to something. I don't know what, though. What about the back? This one actually feels a little bit better, but I'm still going to take it off regardless, because, look, it's a good skin. I like it. If this was the black model, I would have kept it, but damn, look how pristine that is. That's actually pretty good. I did need to verify. It's not cracked. That's good. And we just carefully put that one back on. There we go. Hopefully this guy comes up nicely. Oh yeah, look at that. That corner's come up nicely. I'm gonna have to take out the SIM tray to actually really get in there. We got all sorts of crud in here. We just need to get this out. Like so. Yeah, a little bit of fingernail action. Gets right in there. Let's attack the insides now. Eee, yuck. We can fold them in half and really isolate the side we want. Looking a bit better. I might actually keep the screen protector on. Well, it's booting. It's booting into Android. Soon it'll be Windows. I think I am going to keep the screen protector on because it makes filming this video so much easier. Look at this. No reflections. You can't see my face while trying to record. Meanwhile, with the Surface Duo 2, it's Fingerprint City and all you see is reflections. Let's do the setup in dual screen mode as Microsoft intended. Let's do English Australia. Oh, and you get the little animations on the side. This clearly inspired Windows 11. Also, another reason this is better than the Duo 2 because you can put it flat and just use it flat. Meanwhile, with the Duo 2, it's literally impossible to put it flat on a table. You have this stupid camera wobble in this corner especially. We gotta set the date and time. We are not from Eastern time. We need to go to good old Adelaide, South Australia. Is that the date and time? I know that's the date, but is it the time? You know what? Close enough. Good on ya. No. Software licensing. Microsoft apps. No Copilot here, which is good. Microsoft's address in New Zealand. Oh no, I've just doxed Microsoft. Let's get that off the screen. Required diagnostic data, optional diagnostic data. I like how it's off by default. Okay, now it's just telling us how to use it. We kind of already know how to do this. If you haven't seen it already, feel free to check out my Duo 2 video. Click up here. And that'll go over more of the Android experience on this thing. While here, we're going to be putting full fat Windows on here. We're all set, let's go. Get me in my Duo. Get me in my Duo. I genuinely cannot get across just how thin and light this guy is. It feels insane. I'm not sure if this is thinner than the iPhone Air that just got announced. I'd have to check. Measurements are on the screen now. Oh, did we just run out of battery? Well, what just happened? It just shut off on me. Well, I reckon I'm going to let the Goober charge, and then we're going to put Windows 11 on this thing and make it into our tiny little portable PC. This actually is such a wonderful form factor. I love this thing. Holy crap. But yeah, let's begin. Oh wow, 256 gigabytes. That's like actually a decent laptop. Yeah, this thing will make a great Windows 11 machine. To install Windows 11 on the Surface Duo, we're going to be using an app called the Windows on ARM Device Manager. It's literally an app on the Microsoft Store designed to make it easier to install Windows on your Android. Apparently it used to be more difficult, and this app now makes it pretty simple, so we'll see just how simple it really is. I'm also going to be using the GitHub tutorial page as a little guide to help using this thing, so hopefully that goes well. You know, we get to install Windows, and then we're going to choose installing Windows on the Surface Duo 1st Gen, and then we go through all this kind of stuff. Hell yeah. We've plugged the device in, but we need to turn on USB debugging for anything to happen, and for that we need to go into developer settings. If you've ever done any funky thing on an Android device before, you just have to tap the build number 7 times. There we go, now we're a developer. And then we need to turn on USB debugging, okay. And then we gotta check the device, yes. Always allow from this computer. Alright, and here it is. Surface Duo, ADB connected, device identity, that's a whole load of stuff and things. Alright, we are now going to unlock the bootloader, and as the tutorial says, it will wipe everything you have on Android, so if you're doing this, be warned. It will delete everything. Let's click on Unlock Bootloader. Everything will be formatted. Make sure you make a copy. Nah, I got nothing on there. Let's proceed. Unlocking the bootloader. Okay, the device is shut off. Ooh, look at this screen. Rebooting the device in the bootloader mode. Is there anything I have to do? I'm not sure if something's gone wrong. The program's already frozen, and this thing isn't in bootloader mode, because it doesn't look like that. Oh my god, the app just crashed. Okay, that's not a good sign, actually. Let's open that again. That's better, so I just simply tried again, and it works. So we now have to use the volume buttons. Do not unlock the bootloader. No. We're gonna unlock the bootloader. Here we go. Power button. Boom. The bootloader is unlocked and software integrity, blah blah blah. Erasing. Oh no. No. My device may be available to attackers. No. Powered by Android. Not for long, hopefully. And there we have it. Now we need to set up the device all over again. Now that we're back in Android, we need to now become a developer again. We're now a developer. And then back to USB debugging. Okay. Devices unlocked. Sweet. Now we're on to the next step. If we go into Flash, we can find the FFU files, and if we click on this little FFU button here, we get taken to this. Ooh. It's the FFU firmware that we will need for our Surface Duo. Basically, with the method I'm going to be using, this is going to be a dual boot between Windows 11 and Android, and you can actually choose how you want the two installations partitioned. It also depends on how much storage your Surface Duo has. For instance, if yours is a 128 gig model, you can have 64 gigs for Android or 64 gigs for Windows. Mine is actually a 256 gig model, so we can have 128 for Android and Windows. However, because I simply do not care about Android, I'm going to go with the universal option. 4 gigs for Android and everything else for Windows, meaning that we're going to have around 251 gigs of pure Windows 11 on our Duo. That's sweet. We're going to click on this little goober here and download it. And of course, we're going to save the file. It's like 7.1 gigs, which will take a while, so I'll be back when it's done. We now need to get into the FFU loader. We need to go into the manual mode section of the app here, and we need to click switch to Windows mode. Okay, we'll click that. We'll see what happens. Doing some stuff. It's got to download the UEFI. Alright, that's done. Rebooting device into Windows mode. Apparently this is the Project Andromeda logo, which is pretty cool, especially considering the history of what Project Andromeda became. It became the Surface Duo. Anyways, we're in this now. Interesting. Okay, so now it's in UFP mode, and now we get to actually flash the Windows FFU image. Into the flash section we go. Then we need to select the file. In my case, it's sitting in the firmwares folder. And here we are, this is our FFU file. And according to this, we just take this FFU file, and then we click Flash FFU image in 3, 2, 1. Bonk. And it is now doing it. It is now putting Windows on my Surface Duo 2. Here it goes. This is an interesting screen. It's saying cannot load Android system, try again or factory data reset. If this is your case, when booting Android, you'll be notified that it can't boot anymore. In this screen, you must select factory data reset instead of try again. Okay. Using the volume button and the power button. We're resetting, because that's apparently what it told me to do. Yep, we're back in Android. Hopefully for the last time. We'll see. Oh, look at this. I've turned my Surface Duo into an 8GB model because of that configuration I chose. I want nothing on Android and I want everything into Windows because I don't care about Android on this thing. It sucks with Android. So clearly stuff is working, which is good. That's what we want. Boot Windows. We are ready to boot for the first time. Ooh, okay. We need to just go to switch to Windows mode again. Why don't we do that? Are we gonna boot into Windows, like for real for real? That is a Windows 11 boot thing. That's a Windows boot thing. Getting devices ready. Oh boy. I'm getting myself ready for this. Starting services. Whoa. Getting devices ready. It's getting them ready. Look how fast it's getting them ready. 87. Is that the byte of 87? Oh, right as I pause. 88, 89, it's on both screens. What is it doing? Wait, is it gonna reboot into Android or Windows? Ah, what are you doing? I'm fairly certain we have to go through the WA device manager every single time to put this thing into Windows. And switch to Windows mode. Oh, just a moment. It's about to load into the... Oh, the screens are fixed. That's a Windows 11 background. It's about to launch into the out-of-box experience. Okay, things are slowly fixing themselves up. Yes! Here we go! It's the out-of-box experience for Windows 11, and the touch works. And it's not laggy, it's smooth as hell. Look at that. Of course, we are in Australia. Let's press yes. Oh, look at that. I don't have internet. That means we get to use a local account. Who is going to use this device? Well, let me tell you who's going to use this device. Oh yeah. Create a super memorable password. Do I have to? Next. Ah, perfect. Choose privacy settings. Nope. It's a shame that the out-of-box experience doesn't appear on both screens because that's pretty much what the Windows 11 out-of-box experience was designed for. Because it was designed for the Surface Neo, which ran Windows 10X, which is a big Surface Duo. You get the point. This might take a few minutes. Don't turn off your PC. Well, yep, this is now a PC. Ah, it's running Windows 11. We're not quite in just yet, but we're very, very close. Oh, look at that. The little touch thingies are working. Windows must be the only operating system that still does this. Please keep your PC on and plugged in. Don't turn off your PC. I love how goofy it looks and it runs out of room. Here we go. Almost there. We're in. What is this background? This is a very strange looking background. What the hell is this? But we're in! It's Windows 11! On the Surface Duo! We've done it! Right off the bat, many things work, like the brightness slider. Oh, okay, both screens don't equally change. Well, it works, for the most part. Just look at this though, it's so smooth. This runs so well. I'm so used to doing this on the Lumia 950 where it runs like complete dog shit. This is like actually usable. Look at this. This runs great. This is amazing. I reckon I'm going to have a little play around with this and then we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into running Windows 11 on the Surface Duo. Sometimes things don't always go smoothly and you end up with one portrait monitor and one landscape monitor. You know, it just makes sense, clearly. If I try and move it between the two, this happens. What happens if I try and make it vertical? Ah, they're fixed. And then, yeah, there we go, that's better. And of course, when Windows is complaining about activation, you simply do this. Here's what Windows updates look like on the Surface Duo. It's, looks like this for some reason, I don't know why, but that's what they look like. Alrighty-yo, this is the Surface Duo running Windows 11. It's fully installed and up and running. I've got a bunch of apps on here to test, and yeah, we're just gonna have a bit of a jam, so let's see the experience. It's currently in sleep mode at the moment because I've closed the Surface. So let's see what happens when I open it. Sometimes it doesn't wake up, you have to press the power button. Oh, here we go, it's opened, and yeah, that looks very Windows 11-esque. It's very dim at the moment, but we can fix that. While this does work on battery, I am gonna plug it in just because it doesn't actually show the battery indicator or what percentage is left, so I don't know how much battery it's using, but I'm just gonna leave it plugged in for the duration of the video. One thing that I'm quite surprised by is the fact that it woke up both screens perfectly fine, because nearly every single time I've tested this, every time I've put it to sleep and then opened it up, it's only done one screen. But hey, it's doing both screens perfectly fine, so I'll give it props. These rotation animations really are not that smooth. That's actually something that the Lumia 950 did better. It actually had the full rotation animations, even if it was like 2 frames per second. Let's talk about general usability. How usable is Windows 11 on the Surface Duo? To put it in simple terms, it's pretty decent. It's actually quite speedy. Considering this is a 5-year-old phone, this actually works pretty damn well. It does drop some frames here and there, but honestly, at that point, that's just what Windows does, let's be real. Even my RTX 3060 Ryzen 5 5600 PC does that too. But just general navigation, swiping here, opening this guy up, going to settings, moving this around, this actually runs pretty damn well. That is in comparison to running it on something like a Lumia 950. Wow, you can see that this screen goes nowhere near as bright as the Surface Duo screen does. You can see if I try to swipe up on the start menu, it's a little bit laggy, but it does the thing. If we go into File Explorer, if we go into File Explorer, yep, we're waiting for it to load. Slowly loads in. Ah, there we go. Meanwhile, on the Surface Duo, if we swipe this up and then go to File Explorer, yeah, look at that. It loads up pretty damn well and it moves around nice and smoothly. We can maximize it just like that. A large reason for that is because these Lumia 950s, I haven't really cracked GPU acceleration on these things. So it's just kind of running entirely off of the CPU with no help from the GPU to help render any of these things. Meanwhile, on the Surface Duo 2, we can go into Task Manager. Let's go into Performance and we can see here, the GPU is a thing. The GPU works. There's actual real drivers making this thing work. And work it does. We're actually going to play some real games on this thing, unlike this guy right here. And of course the CPU here is the Snapdragon 855. If we go into system memory, we only have 6 gigs of RAM to work with, so it's actually a little bit limited in what we can do. A lot of apps require 8, but hey. Also, most of the speed improvements come from the fact that this is a smartphone from 2015. Meanwhile, this is from 2020, so that's 5 years of improvements there. That alone is enough to make this perfectly usable on Windows 11. In terms of general usability, I firmly believe that this device is at its full potential running Windows compared to Android. Why? Because Android is simply not designed for dual screens. It just, like sure, you can go and swap the apps around and then take this one and span it. This is better, but everything else about this device kind of sucks in terms of usability. Not on here, because Windows 11 is designed to handle multiple monitors perfectly fine. Yeah, one small problem with this is that every time you try to move an app between both of the screens, okay, it's dropping a few frames here and you can see some graphical glitches here. It does this sometimes, it's not perfect obviously. The issue is this is simply how Windows behaves with multiple monitors. You take this app, you bring it to the edge, and it wants to do the edge snap, like that. Which is fine for a mouse because you can just keep going, but on this touchscreen, it skips this bezel and makes it seem like you've let go of your left click, and it just pops it up. Luckily, there is a way to fix this. We're just going to simply disable window snapping. That kind of sucks because we can't really take an app and then just snap it on the top like this anymore, but we do have the maximize button, so it's fine, I guess. We can just straight up disable window snapping and that will fix most of our problems. It still isn't entirely smooth because when you take the app and try and go over the gap, it still thinks that you've let go of the edge and it breaks a little bit. And yes, I did try installing Power Toys and Fancy Zones or whatever. Power Toys, for whatever reason, just refuses to install on here. I don't know why. Speaking of usability, fingies are not the only way to interact with this. Whenever I tap into a text field, the keyboard shows up with a very nifty little command still in my clipboard. I totally didn't use that just before. This is the standard layout. It's not too bad, honestly, but I still don't think it's really the right size to type on with fingers, and it's not the most comfortable in the world. Using the detached keyboard, however, this is a lot more intuitive because these buttons are a lot bigger, but also it doesn't automatically push the window up like the docked view does, which can really help in cases where the text field is below the keyboard, so it pushes everything up. If we really need, we can get the traditional layout, which is really tiny but can really help with these keyboard shortcuts because it's literally just a normal keyboard. But yeah, this is just way too small. What happens if we go this way though? How does this look? Okay, that's a little more usable, but that's definitely a lot better. What happens if I try doing default here? See, this is nearly good. It's just offset to the left a little bit, which can throw you off. This is okay. No, I missed it. Putting it sideways also gives us another option. The split keyboard. This is so useless. These keys are way too small. At least it's not as bad as it was on the Lumia 950, but yeah, this is pretty useless. There's also gamepad. I don't like this one. Hey, if you like an ortho-linear keyboard layout, then this is the one for you. But let's just say that you're using your Surface Duo running Windows 11 and you get sick of trying to hit all the tiny little touch targets on the screen that are a bit too small for human fingies. Next to the keyboard button, which lets you summon the keyboard anywhere, which can be handy if you need it, there's this little button down here that's hard to reach, that gives you a trackpad. This thing pops up on the bottom and all of a sudden you have a laptop trackpad on your screen, and this works pretty damn well. I just wish you could make this damn thing bigger. Why is this limited to one size? Microsoft, please, can we make this thing bigger? But it's still pretty decent because you can left click on here and then you can actually take two fingers and scroll just like on a laptop, and this is really handy for just making this feel like a laptop. You can just put this on the bottom and then really just zoom around like you're on a little mini laptop. I honestly just wish that someone would make an app that is a keyboard and trackpad and it's a full screen app. So you could just full screen it and just use the entire bottom screen as a keyboard trackpad combo, turning it into a little mini laptop. I haven't checked if it exists yet. I'll add in a little comment on the screen if it does, and if it does, it will appear later in the video. If it doesn't exist, someone make it, please. However, if that still isn't enough input methods for you, well, of course, you can always plug in a keyboard and mouse with the USB-C port. There is actually another way to control the Duo because this thing has pen support and it actually works really well. Not only does this work with the typical tapping and dragging, but it also has hover support. Look at that. The hover support just works as it should, just like any other Surface device. It's so cool. Although that being said, you can clearly see when I tap on the screen, it is slightly misaligned. This is the same for touch, and this can make it a little bit infuriating sometimes, and it can actually make it really hard to reach the edges because you can see here, if I put the pen to the edge, the digitizer clearly works in this spot, it's just not aligned properly. It seems to be that it's really bad on the right edge, and then the closer you get to the middle, it seems to get a lot better and more aligned. And you can really see just how bad it is on the left screen. The left screen's got it much worse, and then as soon as we go to this edge, things get a lot better. But not only that, because we can turn the Surface Pen around and the back even works too. Not only does the back work as another input so you can erase things on your screen, but this also has hover support too, which is just great. And it actually makes this quite usable. Sometimes it's just nice using the pen instead of using your fingers to navigate around this operating system, kind of like a Windows XP era device. I've made a video about such device. Click up here if you want to see it. Now that I've disabled edge snapping, we should actually be able to expand this app onto both screens. I just put the app over the bezel like this, we grab the corner and just go as far as humanly possible. This is so much easier with the pen, by the way, because you get this little visual indicator of when you can actually use it. There we go. And look at that, now it's truly a laptop. If only there was an easier way to do this. It gets a little bit laggy and sometimes the screens don't sync up with each other very well, but this isn't too bad at the moment. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it gets really bad. When the Surface Duo is running Android, you can see that the bezel in the middle is treated like a hidden bit of screen the content actually hides behind it, which can help make apps more immersive, but also it can just straight up hide content behind the bezel, which kinda sucks, so it's a double-edged sword. Running Windows, absolutely no content is hidden, which can kind of make it look like all your content is just skipping over the bezel, which can look a bit jarring, but it also means that you miss out on absolutely no information, which is kind of nice on a desktop operating system. It's a preference thing, some people might like it, some people might not. I personally think I prefer it this way on Windows. That's a little bit of the general usability of Windows 11 on the Surface Duo, but we haven't even gotten started because this device folds, and that causes a whole feast of problems. First of all, rotation. This mostly works. Also, this is a little bit annoying. If you're trying to use the pen, it keeps wanting to draw in these text fields. No, I don't want to type. One issue is that because touch is misaligned, trying to get this app down is borderline impossible. Look at this, I genuinely cannot do it. So we're gonna have to rotate it, unmaximize it. Am I really gonna have to tap that to do it? Okay, sure, why not? Make it really small. It seems like it's doing that thing again where it wants to span the display sideways instead of top to bottom. Half the time the top to bottom does work. I don't know why it's doing this. It was working fine just before where I was able to move programs from the top to bottom and have that actually work, but it seems like now it wants to break a little bit. Where things really start to break, however, is when you fold the screen back, and immediately problems will start to arise. In this instance, it hasn't even detected anything, it's just keeping both screens awake. Okay, this is the first time I've seen it do this. This is kind of cool actually. Although this would kind of suck because your hand would constantly be touching on here and doing God knows what. So this is the first time I've ever seen it do that. It's really not meant to be doing that. Actually, this is a lot more broken than what it was before, honestly. You know, as broken as this is actually slightly less broken than what it was doing before. Alright, so I was mucking around with this device off camera and I found out there's actually a pretty reliable way to get this thing into single screen mode. And that is to have the device in sleep mode, fold it, and then unlock it. Like so, although it's really dark at the moment. I'm gonna have to turn off some lights here because yeah, the screen brightness just straight up doesn't work. I did manage to fix the brightness just then by flipping it over this way and then flipping it back. Wait, now it's off. Hold on. I think it's confused now. There we go. What happens if I flip it this way? Yes, it did it! It did it! It changed screens! It detected a screen change and actually did it. Yes! Oh no. Yeah, it keeps wanting to go onto that screen. Okay, it's a bit broken. So clearly some device flipping implementations in single screen mode has been implemented, but yeah, it obviously doesn't work very well at the moment. But I could just imagine how difficult this would be to get running on Windows. Like this would be absolutely ridiculous. Oh, okay, now it's on this screen. Whoop, now it's on this screen. Yeah, this is the single screen mode behavior I was looking for before, where it just doesn't want to work. Let's just open it up. There we go. It's detected both screens, and oh, now one's portrait, one's landscape. Oh, hold on. If we do this, and then do this, everything's worked itself out, nearly. There we go, it took a little bit. Let's have a look at some of the pre-installed apps that come with this Windows installation. The first app that's pre-installed is Airwaves. Now I'm wondering how this one will work. Ah, it doesn't. That's because this thing doesn't have a headphone jack. The Lumia 950 and 950 XL worked with this app because they have a headphone jack and then you can just plug in headphones and use the headphones themselves as an antenna to get real FM radio. It was pretty cool. This guy though doesn't have a headphone jack, it only has a USB-C port, so yeah, it's just gonna cry about it and be like, wah, I can't do it. Okay, next up, let's go into here and we have the camera. Let's see if the camera works on here. On the Lumia 950, it didn't work, so let's see if it works on here. Oh, something went wrong. Oh no. So yeah, the camera doesn't work. Wait, what is it doing? It's not showing up with anything. Can I take a photo? What happens? Yeah, okay. Something went wrong. Try restarting your device. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Yeah, because of the touch misalignment, I can't close the window and it makes it hard to actually do it. Another default app on here is Chat. The Chat app actually lets you send SMS text messages from the Surface Duo, because this thing actually has SIM support. I'm going to try putting in my SIM card a little bit later in the video to see if this actually works, but for now we're just going to skip over this. We also have the Dialer. This app actually lets you make phone calls using your SIM card. It makes this an actual phone. That being said, it crashed. It didn't even work. This is a bit more broken than what it was on the 950 because the Lumia 950 actually loaded the app and it, yeah, doesn't work on here. I just love though that they don't call it the phone app. No, they call it the Dialer. It's so fancy. Apart from that, it's pretty much just your standard Windows install with really nothing interesting included except for one other app, and that is Surface Settings. Let's have a look at this one. So if we maximize this app, we can actually see a little bit of what's going on here. It's a little manager for your Surface Duo. That's our current software release and how much storage we have left. We can actually look at device information. Okay, so one problem this app has is that it just freezes and stops working. It constantly does this. This app is insanely broken. All I know is that we have to be quick with it. So let's go to Surface Settings, open that. There we go, we can change the USB function mode from all this, Windows Retail, all this stuff that I don't understand. Maybe you do. Let's go to vibration. Whenever you get one of those little notifications in the bottom, it actually vibrates the phone itself, which is kind of nice. But the vibration doesn't work for anything else, so it doesn't work when you're typing, or yeah, it's only when you get a notification. Advanced info, I tap on phone, it just freezes up and then I can't use it anymore. Those are the only like interesting apps that were installed. The rest of them are just the regular system apps. And of course, everything you're seeing here is stuff that I installed myself as well. So with that being said, let's get into some use cases for Windows 11 on this little goober. Let's do some productivity on the Surface Duo running Windows 11. We open the goober up. How will it react this time? Okay, it's on one screen in landscape mode. There we go. That's the weather. Adelaide, it's 15 degrees. Let's open it up. Sign in. Oh, okay. So now it only wants to be on one display instead of two. So this happens sometimes when you put the Surface Duo into sleep mode, running Windows 11, it'll just only open on one display, which is, yeah, kind of wonky. And also the rotation kind of goes all funky when it's closed because it keeps thinking it's the wrong way around. So yeah, see, it wants to keep going upside down, which is not helpful to anyone whatsoever. It's honestly kind of handy having it folded up like this because it just feels like a normal phone that you can just do stuff with. And it just so happens to be running Windows 11. Speaking of productivity, nothing screams productivity like Windows, such as the Office Suite, now known as Microsoft 365. Oh, sorry, I meant Microsoft 365 Copilot because I can't stop renaming it Microsoft. Let's go to our good old classic, Microsoft Word. One of the best use cases for dual screens is having your work on one page and then research on the other. As we can see, here is some lettuce, and then we scroll down and we can find all the information we could ever want about lettuce. So we've got that up on one screen and then our Word document on the other screen ready to type away. This can be enhanced too with the Surface Pen because it lets you really get into those menus that are a bit hard to touch. Let's write the title for our work. Why lettuce? No, lettuce is. Close enough, it just feels like typing on mobile at this point. Lettuce is green. But why is lettuce green? Well, let's have a look at Wikipedia. It's not giving me any good information as to why lettuce is green. What happens if we Control F this? There we go. Let's Control F and let's do green. The leaves are often most used raw in green salads, okay. In addition to its main use as a leafy green, okay. What else? The leaves are colorful mainly in this, yep, okay. Let's turn a gray-green color. Okay, well, it seems like trying to paraphrase this is just way too hard, so I'm going to now take some of the information from the Wikipedia article. Let's do this. I wonder if I can select text using this. Okay, you can. Can you select text with just your fingies? Oh, you double tap, okay, and then you grab that. Interesting. A little bit different to how mobile devices work, but this isn't really a mobile device. This is now a Windows 11 PC. No, an AI PC. Shut up. Any manufacturer says that, just shut up. Oh, this is good at least. I can scroll using the pen without losing my selection. That's actually really helpful. And because we have the keyboard open, we can just Control C, tap in here, space, tap that. Just like a mobile. Boom, look at that. And just like that, I have gotten work done. Also, because this is Microsoft Office, you can just start drawing right on the Word document. So that means you can say, this is fake. And it will just work. Hell yeah, look at that. But honestly, having desktop Office on a mobile device like this might actually be kind of cool. And really, if you think about it, all you need is a USB keyboard or a Bluetooth keyboard, plug it in, prop the device up like this, and then you've kind of got a really handy little productivity machine right here. Again, Microsoft is severely missing out not releasing small devices like this, or even phones running Windows. People would buy them. Give them stylus support. Copy the Samsung Galaxy Ultra series, because using a stylus with Windows on a small thing helps a lot of the touch issues. But just imagine this. Just imagine this. You could be doing this on the go with Microsoft Office. And if we also hide the ribbon, full screen mode, boom. If we do this, look at this. Now we got some actual space here to do some work. So we could be like, this is pretty neat. And then if you get sick of trying to type, burger. Why did it add a H? Burger? Who spells burger like that? So if anything, you can just kind of go into your Word document and then just start swipe typing like it's a mobile device, but then it's desktop Office, which is kind of sick. This is cool. Very, very cool. Hey, this actually works pretty damn well, not gonna lie. But let's just say, oh no, now you need to make an Excel document as to why lettuce is. Well, we can just swipe up here, go over to the side, and we can just grab Excel. Full desktop Excel. You can do your finances on this thing. I mean, you can also do finances on your phone, but Excel on mobile is hot garbage. I hate using it. Alright, let's just say we need to make some columns. So let's do lettuce. Oh, okay, so swipe typing doesn't work in Excel. Good to know. It does have similar behaviors to Android where some text fields don't actually have predictions in swipe typing. I don't know why. Let's do lettuce type. You start to run into a little bit of difficulty with touch trying to expand that, although, hey, you can do it. How much did the lettuce cost? What condition was the lettuce in when we bought it? How much did we eat it of the lettuce? And then sold. How much did we sell the rest of the lettuce for? And of course, profit. We need to know how much money we're making. Now let's make this all bold. There we go, bold. We'll make it big, and then we'll give it a black, and then we'll make that white. Just so it stands out a little bit, we can tap on there. Expand that out. Hey, that works. This would work insanely better with the pen. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. It always wants to draw every single time you do something with the pen. If we do this... here we go. Here we go. This is so much better. I don't want to draw my Excel document. Okay, let's start off with iceberg lettuce. Hold up, there's 15 more types of lettuce. Holy moly. Is spinach a type of lettuce? Is kale a type of lettuce? I don't know. Oh, I like the sound of bib lettuce. Let's do bib lettuce. What is the cost of the lettuce? $23. Bib lettuce don't cost as much though. That was only 12 bucks. This one was in good condition, while this one was poor. How much of the lettuce did we eat it? We eated all of it, and I eated some of the bib lettuce. We sold the rest of the iceberg lettuce for $78. And then bib lettuce, we only sold it for $6 because no one wants it. We need to calculate our profit, but I'm not going to pull up the calculator. No, I'm going to use an equation. Let's do equals sold minus cost equals, $55 profit on our iceberg lettuce. And then of course, we're not going to type all that in again. We're instead going to tap on there and drag that down. Trying to do the drag feature in Excel is an absolute nightmare because sure, I can select it, but it's not letting me do the formula drag thing. This is where the Surface Pen comes in absolute clutch for this, because then I can actually do this properly. Boom, like that. It lets me just drag the equation down and then automatically calculate it, just like on a desktop. I absolutely do believe if we were to get phones running Windows, a pen is a must, but honestly, people would really like this. I think this is still a severely better experience than the mobile version of Excel. Mobile Excel sucks, man. And to be honest, I am a little bit of an Excel freak myself. I genuinely think I would actually use this device to do Excel on. But let's just say you're getting very tired from plagiarizing Wikipedia articles and you need something in the background to help keep you stimulated. Well, you just open up a new tab, YouTube. Here we go. It's my YouTube channel. Why don't we watch the video where I did this exact thing on a Lumia 950? And there we go, it starts playing, and I'm just over here looking at my Word document, and oh dear, it's starting to slow down a bit, and there's some grey stuff. What is that? Okay, but at least the video is playing. It's playing at what resolution? 720p 60. Let's bump that up to 1080p 60. How well do you play now? Absolutely flawlessly. No dropped frames, no nothing. This is just 60 FPS, 1080p YouTube videos. Word is not handling it as well. What about Excel? Excel's not really excelling at this. Funny. If we drop the resolution down to say 480p, what happens? That runs a lot better. You can keep plagiarizing on Microsoft Word. It works. I think though we need to stress test YouTube. Let's see how high it can go. I don't know if this is a Firefox issue or what, but sometimes my channel art just likes to flash in and out of existence, so results may vary. I don't upload YouTube videos in 1080p anymore. No, I upload YouTube videos in 4K 60 now, including this one. Let's click on this guy and let's bump it all the way up to 4K 60 to see how well this thing does. Wait for it to wake up. There we go. Settings, auto, 2160p 60. Let's do this. It's not getting the resolution quite right. Hold up. Portrait. Landscape. Ah, damn it. Okay. Here we go. 4K, 4K, 4K. It's doing it. It's not dropping frames. It's just crushing 4K 60 frame video from YouTube. Of course, let's see how well Microsoft Word is faring against this. Yeah, it's laggy. It's putting all its resources into doing this, but it's doing it smoothly. Look at that. Unfortunately, the biggest issue is that the sound just straight up doesn't work. So I can't play the sound. That kind of sucks. Hopefully that will be able to be fixed in the future, but for now, no sound. Imagine how much better this would all work and how good and actually decent this would be if Microsoft just put in some effort and made it officially run with proper drivers and proper support. It would be actually amazing. But what if you get sick of being productive and you want to start doing some artistry? Well, again, that's where our MVP, the Surface Pen, comes in. Of course, we gotta start off with the classic MS Paint. And then we can just start doing some drawing on here. Microsoft Paint is still very basic. It doesn't really support pressure sensitivity still, which kind of sucks. You have the slider, which can get you different thicknesses now, which is nice. And there's actual layers and stuff, which is cool. But screw this. I want an actual real drawing app and I want to see pressure sensitivity work. Now, I did try installing Photoshop 2025 on here, and unfortunately it didn't work. It errored out and said that the system doesn't meet the minimum requirements, because this guy only has 6 gigs of RAM and Photoshop requires 8. We were so close to getting the mobile, proper desktop Photoshop experience. We were so close, but maybe next time. There's this app I found called Concepts. Let's do a new drawing. Concepts is one of those whiteboard apps where you have basically an infinite canvas to just draw on. So you can just keep zooming out infinitely, just keep drawing and sliding around and going wherever you want. It's basically open world drawing. But the reason I like this app is because pressure sensitivity on the Surface Duo while it's running Windows. Here we go. Here we go, we're doing it. We're getting peak Surface Duo here. And look at this. Now we're full screen Surface Duoing. And then you could be like, this is my concept. Oh wait, there was a bezel in the middle the whole time. And if I draw on the screen here, you can actually see how much of the screen I can't access because of the way the digitizer is a bit screwed on this. This is why closing windows on this thing is a little bit harder. It's the same on this side. It's actually worse on this side. Look at that. Look at how much I'm missing out on here. It's still pretty damn usable though, and the left side's a lot better in this regard, but even then it's still, yeah, missing a bunch. There's a few other drawing apps you can use as well, such as Critter. Now, I've never used Critter before. It is free, so that is nice, but definitely the biggest thing artists will like is having the two screens. Being able to draw and then having a reference on the bottom or just some random YouTube video playing. This would be someone's dream art device, especially if the Surface Neo released. My god, that would have been amazing for artists. But yeah, drawing on the Surface Duo, artistry. You can do it running Windows 11, like you genuinely can actually use this as is to create artwork with it. It's like not even broken. This is something you can actually do. Same can't be said about the Lumia 950. This actually has real functioning use cases that don't suck. Next up, we're gonna try this. Cellular data. Will this SIM card actually work in the Surface Duo while it's running Windows? Let's take our Telstra SIM eject tool and let's pop it into the side here. Oh hey, look at that. The SIM eject tool says the year and the location the device was made in. Wow, this is the weirdest SIM tray I've ever seen. It does not give me confidence at all. How the hell is this meant to work? What? Wait, what the hell? I'm so confused. I have got absolutely no clue if this is going to work. Oh my god. Are you actually serious? It's working? What? PC is on a metered network. I've turned Wi-Fi off and we're only using mobile data now. Hold up. Let's go to Firefox. Can I search something? Oh my god, it's actually working. It's actually working! What the hell have I just searched? I don't even know. Let's search up something that's real. I genuinely cannot believe mobile data actually works on this thing. I'm literally using 4G right now on the Surface Duo running Windows 11. That's not a Wi-Fi icon in the bottom, that's a cellular icon, which you don't really see on Windows 11 very often, but it's a thing. I think this is a good time to have a look at the chat app. Let me type in a phone number, let me try actually texting someone. I typed in one number and the app absolutely freaked out. Unhandled exception. Let's try another number. 4. Seriously? Really? What do you even mean access is denied? It makes zero goddamn sense. Let's try sending it. Man. Despite the error messages it's throwing up, the text went through. We're gonna take this phone here and we're gonna text the Surface Duo with it. Alright, y'all ready? Here we go. Okay, maybe I'm not able to receive text, or maybe it has something to do with RCS, who knows. Sometimes I need to switch from RCS to SMS for text to actually go through, which kind of sucks, but we'll see in a moment. I'm gonna give myself a phone call and see what happens. Yeah, okay. It went straight to voicemail, so calling didn't work, unfortunately. What happens if I try opening the dialer app? Will it even work, or will it just crash like it did last time? And it crashes, of course. Also, I don't know why, but now that I'm using mobile data, this device is like actually cool to the touch. Why is it not hot anymore? It's cooled down significantly. That's meant to be the opposite. Even though the call didn't work, the text saying that I missed the call actually went through. So how cool is that? I'm gonna try messaging myself using an iPhone now because I already know it's not gonna use RCS. Even though it supports it, for whatever reason it never works between us. Let's try that. Hey, look at that, it just works. Let's do test hello. It works! Oh my god! And then what happens when I try to text back? It works! It actually works! Oh my god. Now again, I'm sure there is a way to make phone calls work, but for now, I don't know how. Why are the icons tiny? Wait, hold on. Small icons? Big icons. Okay, well I guess I've just secretly unlocked small icons on my Windows 11 device. On one screen. What is even happening at this point? I don't even know. Alrighty-o, it's now time to play some games on the Surface Duo, running Windows 11. Now, unlike the Lumia 950, this guy actually has working hardware graphics acceleration. We can just straight up play games on here, and what better game to start off with to really test out the power of the Surface Duo than Flow-Free. And here we are, Flow-Free is now appearing on one of the screens. And we can full screen that. What? Beat any pack to play the extreme pack. Okay. Alright, let's do some Flow-Free. Here we go. And it just works perfectly. I could sit here playing this thing all day. And I will. With the Surface Pen, this is one of those games that just works really well with the Surface Pen because, yeah, it's just a simple little puzzle game. Oops. Well, how do we exit the app? Well, Windows 11 has actually made a few changes to full screen apps. You can actually swipe up on the bottom here like a mobile device and swipe up again to get your start menu. So that's pretty cool. And to exit, we swipe from the top and press X. And we're back home. Okay. That's lame, I hear you cry. Let's play a real game. Let's open up Prism Launcher and play some Minecraft Java Edition. Here we go. Now we are currently launching the game and it's downloading a bunch of stuff from Mojang because of course it is. Unfortunately, I've tried several different Minecraft launchers and settings and stuff. I cannot get Minecraft Java Edition to work on the Surface Duo, which is a bit of a shame. However, that's not the only version of Minecraft that exists. Because did you know a worse version of Minecraft exists? Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Let's press play. Alright, here we go. We have loaded in. And right off the bat, the touch controls work just fine. It feels like I'm playing Minecraft Pocket Edition at this point. Remember when Minecraft Pocket Edition was Minecraft Pocket Edition? Is that vibrant visuals? Wait, this thing's doing vibrant visuals. What the hell? That's actually kind of cool. Look at the lighting. It's basically running Minecraft but with shaders and realistic lighting. Wow, this is actually really demanding for the Surface Duo. It's probably at like 12 FPS or something, and the device is getting extremely hot. Like, that is actually burning me to the touch right now. Because I don't film with my Pixel 8 Pro anymore, we can now see just how hot the Surface Duo is getting. Okay, let's go to the back, because the back glass is where it gets really hot. Ooh, look at that, 49. 50 degrees, practice caution, hot surface. It really does feel like a hot surface. Hey, get it? There you go, 51 degrees. You can definitely tell the CPU is not in this screen because when we compare it to the top screen, oh yeah, look at the temperature climb. Oh dear. Hell yeah, I love the temperature sensor on this thing. If there was a way to get controls on the bottom and then the game on top, this would be sick and would be just like a Nintendo DS. But in this instance, you could play Minecraft down here and then have YouTube running on the top for full mental stimulation. We're flying through the world, we're seeing all the wonders of the Minecraft world, it's not running very well. Let's turn off vibrant visuals, I want to see how much better it runs. Oh my god, I do not care. I don't want your cape, go away Microsoft. Look at that marketplace button. Look how desperate and greedy Minecraft Bedrock Edition is. God, I hate this version of Minecraft. Let's go into settings. Let's go to video and let's go to fancy. Imagine trying to do ray traced on here. Oh dear. We've bumped up from 12 to 22 chunks. Oh yeah, this is great. Vertical Minecraft. Hell yeah. Actually, this is good if you want to record content for TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Minecraft Brainrot Edition, more like. Look at that. The frame rates are pretty decent. Everything looks fine and runs fine. There's a village over here. Let's have a look at the Iron Golem. Oh yeah. Boom. I just punched him. But you can't do anything because I'm in creative and you're not. This is a pretty decent looking seed. Look at that mountain. Hey, this is actually kind of nice. This game can really be beautiful when it wants to be. And then trade. You punch him and then you trade with him. That's the duo that I like to do. The Surface Duo. What does this guy want? 15 beetroots for 1 emerald? I keep forgetting beetroots are a thing in Minecraft. No one ever uses them. Honestly, at this point now, it just feels like I'm playing Minecraft on Android, which kind of defeats the point. Again, I wanted to run Java Edition on here, but it just didn't work, so whatever. You can also prop the Surface Duo up on a table like this and then play your video games. Here I have a controller from 8-Bit Do. Will the controller work if I plug in the USB dongle? And hopefully the battery doesn't die in the process. Well, the sticks are lighting up, but I don't really know what it's trying to do at the moment. 2.4 gigahertz. What about Bluetooth? Can I get this to work in Bluetooth mode? The Bluetooth device is ready to pair? I think we tried this already and we've established that it just doesn't work. Alright, let's try a powered USB hub. If there's any game that should run well on here, it would be Half-Life 2, because Half-Life 2 runs well on pretty much anything. I think we're actually going to open up Steam first and see if we can get Steam input configured, because we kind of need that to play Half-Life on here, or at least some kind of keyboard and mouse or anything. Because at the moment, I cannot get this USB-C port to do anything useful. Look at this, right? Look how much it freaks out when I try to plug this in. Oh, there's some graphical issues on the screen. Oh dear. Oh, that's not good. We're just going to ignore that for the time being. Keyboard time. Let's just see if a keyboard works. Let's plug this in. There is absolutely no power going to the keyboard whatsoever. I genuinely don't know how people have managed to get USB hubs to work on this. I've seen videos of people do it. I don't understand. Despite our setbacks, we're still going to play Half-Life 2 on this thing, whether it kills me or not. It's just going to absolutely suck to control, but you know what? That's the chance we're going to take. It's launching! Let's go! If only we could get something to actually control it with properly. Also, just trying one more thing, plugging in a mouse. Doesn't work either, so... How far can we get with the touchscreen? Half-Life 2, let's load game. Okay, oh yeah, it's absolutely freaking out and there's like not much we can do here. So what we can try doing is swiping up. Let's get this, we're gonna get the trackpad up, we're gonna get the keyboard up, and we're gonna play like this. Wait, maybe we can get the legacy on-screen keyboard. Yes! Yes! One thing I think we should do is take this out of full screen. Let's do... yeah, no border. This is the worst setup ever for Half-Life 2. Oh, it's kind of working. We kind of got trackpad movement, but then as soon as I touch the screen, everything falls apart. This is so weird. I don't understand this. Wait, hold on. What happens if we use the keyboard? No, but we can't though. We just had a blue screen, or more so a black screen of death. Your device, it said your device had to restart. But it's clear to see that the games will run perfectly fine. It's just, I can't get any input methods to work. I can't get keyboard or mouse or anything to work. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. Well, if you're viewing this recording right now, that means I didn't figure out how to get the USB port to work. Therefore, we cannot play games properly. But I didn't sit and wait for Doom Eternal to download all 80 of its gigabytes for nothing, so we're gonna try it anyways. What the hell is this? Welcome to the new Doom Eternal launcher. It allows you to play both the original version of Doom Eternal. What? Since when the hell did Doom Eternal have a launcher? I hate game launchers so much. Hold on, skip. Yes, here we go. Do you wish to restart now? Oh, don't restart the whole computer. Please just restart the launcher. No working trackpad apparently. Oh my god, why? We've bypassed this already. Oh, blue screen. Okay. Or black screen, whatever it's called now. If we were able to get this USB port to work, we could play these games perfectly fine, but for whatever reason, this doesn't work. But I've seen videos of people getting this to work. I don't understand how they've done it. But at least we played Minecraft on here, a game that you could already play on Android. And that is Windows 11 on the Surface Duo. This was genuinely a much better experience than I thought it would be. Definitely way better than the Lumia 950 ever was. But it's kinda unfair because that phone was 5 years older. I'm genuinely surprised at just how decent it was. So much of this just works, and works well. I think really the biggest downsides is that there's still a few glitches with the two screens. The USB port doesn't work, sound doesn't work, and just a few other little bugs and hitches along the way. But definitely the biggest drawback is the fact that I couldn't get the USB port working. I found other people on YouTube who were able to do this. I don't know why I couldn't do it, but oh well, I guess. But I'm telling you right now, Microsoft missed out on so much potential with this device. They tried with Project Andromeda making their own operating system tailor-made for this thing, but it just never was meant to be. And experiencing Windows 11 on this thing really makes me imagine what could have been. I would absolutely kill for official Windows 11 support on this thing. I would actually use it as my main phone and a little portable computer. Like seriously, Microsoft is missing out on so much by not releasing phones with Windows 11 on it. Include a stylus with them for all I care. Copy Samsung, because that's what would make it work. And if anything, now's the time to do it. Mobile processors are fast enough now. Windows on ARM is also at a really good point at the moment, and x86 emulation runs pretty damn well. Even on this thing. Even on this thing. It's crazy. I want to give a quick shout out to the team who made this possible. I couldn't imagine just how hard this would have been, especially getting these two screens to play nicely with each other. And props to them for releasing that tool that makes this so much easier than what it used to be. If you want to do this to your own Duo, I'm going to link to their guide in the description down below. And by the way, do this only if you have a Duo 1. Duo 2 support is half-baked at best. It's nowhere near as far along as the Duo 1 is. And there we have it. My name is Frog4Duck. You can say that however you want, I really don't care. New videos whenever I like. Consider becoming a channel member like all these people on the screen have. You get some bonus videos, early access to my upcoming videos, custom Discord server roles, and your very own Minecraft server, all rolled into one. Starts at $1 a month. And that's about it. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.